Can you tell which one is Maybelline and which one is Nars? Comment down below and let me know before I start this video which side you think is Maybelline and which side you think is Nars. Alright you guys, so today we are clearly going to talk about the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer and its dupe, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I hope you guys left me a comment and let me know which side you think was which, because this side is the Nars and this side is the Maybelline. So I want to kind of keep this video short and sweet, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the demo. So if you guys are interested in seeing how these perform, go ahead and keep watching. Also, please ignore this lip. I was giving the Wet n Wild liquid, the new liquid catsuit lipstick in Terrifying Tangerine a try, and hopefully you guys can see it's pretty patchy, and as I talk it kind of like comes off and is a little sticky. It's a little weird. So I don't think I'll be grabbing for this one again, and just kind of ignore that as the video goes on. But anyway, that aside, if you're interested in seeing if these are good dupes for each other, please keep watching. So I have the Nars concealer, which is in Custard, and I also have the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, which is in the color Light. So first I want to kind of go through the differences between them. Obviously you could tell the Nars is packaged much nicer. It comes with a component, whereas the Maybelline just comes with the concealer, but we're gonna throw this away anyway, so that means nothing to me. So the Nars concealer, I'll first kind of run through what it says online and tell you the price. The Nars is $30, which is a big price difference between the Maybelline Fit Me, which is $6.99. So when we get into Nars Claims, it says, corrects, contours, highlights, perfects, coveted by artists for its luxurious texture and luminous finish, radiant creamy concealer, even skin with lightweight medium to high buildable coverage. Enriched with hydrating multi-action skincare benefits and light diffusing technology, it creates a softer, smoother complexion while instantly obscuring imperfections and diminishing fine lines and signs of fatigue. Benefits: long-wearing and crease-proof, paraben-free, alcohol-free, and synthetic fragrance-free, non-comedogenic. Okay, so that's a very nice, convincing paragraph about this concealer. This would, if I didn't know what this was, make me want to buy it. Obviously, I've worn the Nars concealer for quite a few years now. I really, really like it. It's my go-to concealer for sure. And then we have the Maybelline Fit Me. Again, it's $6.99. Details are: Maybelline Fit Me concealer gives a flawless look that lets the real you come through. It's makeup that doesn't mess with you. No oils, no waxes, no nonsense. Benefits: natural coverage that leaves skin the way it was meant to be. Fresh, breathing, natural. Okay. Exclusive translucent base and lightweight pigments allow skin's natural highs and lows to show through. Highs and lows to show through. That's interesting. Non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested, fragrance free. So that's definitely not as convincing as the Nars concealer, but who cares about what they say online? We want to get to what's inside. So the Maybelline is 0.23 fluid ounces. And the Nars is 0.22 ounces, so you get just a tiny bit more in the Maybelline Fit Me. Let's check out the different textures. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Nars. I didn't know that Nars concealer lasted 24 months. That is a very long time for concealer. So I'm just going to hold up the components so you guys can see the difference. Obviously the Nars one is nicer. It has like the rubberized matte finish on the top part of it, and the Maybelline, you know, does look a little bit cheaper. But again, packaging, you know, I could go cheap or expensive looking. I don't really care. I never have my makeup sitting out. So let's go ahead and swatch them on my hand. Let's make sure I have nothing on my hand here. So first I'm going to go ahead and swatch the Nars, and I'm going to do a thick swatch. And right next to that, I will swatch the Maybelline. Maybelline definitely feels cheaper as soon as you pick it up. So if you're somebody who really likes like luxury products, Maybelline feels immediately a lot more liquidy. So Maybelline is right here, and then the Nars is right here. So the Maybelline is a lot more liquidy and has a little bit more of like a pinkish tone to it over the Nars Custard. So let me just start to blend them out. I want to make sure you guys can see this. Sometimes my lights are too harsh and don't let you guys see that. So I'm gonna like just quickly blend that with my finger. Same thing on the Nars. Nars is definitely thicker And again, the Maybelline has a little bit more of a pinkish tone to it. So let's go ahead and see what they look like on the face. So again, no powder on my face. I just have my foundation on. So let me just do this really quickly to make sure there's no excess foundation. I mean, they do look pretty similar on my hand when you're like not like inspecting it crazy close. So I'm gonna do the Nars on this side and I'm gonna do the Maybelline Fit Me on this side. I'm just gonna kind of apply it like I would normally apply. The Nars does have a scent. Honestly, this is kind of weird, but it kind of reminds me of the Wet n Wild Photo Finish foundation. It kind of has that smell, which sometimes I think smells like paint. Yeah, it does remind me of that for sure. And I pretty much exclusively use a beauty blender when I blend out my concealer. I've tried to use brushes and it's just not my cup of tea. I just love the finish of the Nars, and I think that it blends in like 0.25 seconds, as you guys could see. And I never know when I'm doing these like battle of the products things if I should like bring it on half of my face here, like, so I do highlight there. It doesn't even make sense to do it on the nose. I guess I'll do like half the chin. And you know what? I'm gonna leave that on and I'll go around here. I do that too sometimes. I'm gonna leave that on and then put on the Maybelline so you guys can kind of see the colors next to each other. It's crazy when you pick up the Maybelline brush as compared to the Nars, how much lighter and cheaper this feels. So yeah, it's definitely more on the pink side and more on the liquid side. We'll see how it blends out. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna use the other side of my beauty sponge, beauty blender, whatever. I feel like this is blending like out, spreading out more than the Nars, which I don't really like to bring concealer all over my face, so I don't know how I feel about that. I definitely do not think this is as full coverage as the Nars. And I think it's a little lighter. That. Flip it over and do the Nars side. Yeah, Nars just blends into my skin a little bit better. You guys can kind of see that. The Maybelline is a little light, but that's my own fault. So this is the Nars side. I like the consistency of the Nars a lot better. That's for sure. So I'll show you on my forehead. Nars, you kind of can place the product where you want it, and it's not like spreading out where anywhere I don't want it. I'm like, I have to place it by like dragging it lightly with my beauty blender and then just kind of stipple the edges. I feel like, so that's Nars side, this is Fit Me side. I feel like with the Fit Me, it's a little bit more difficult to be able to control the spreadability, if that makes sense. So here's what we have so far. That's one layer of the Fit Me. That's one layer of the Nars. Let me grab a mirror. Honestly, they don't look a crazy amount different when I look at them. I think that the Nars looks a little more full coverage for sure. And the Maybelline is almost a little luminous. Let me just put a little bit more of the Maybelline so we can kind of build up that coverage to like where the Nars is. As you blend the Maybelline out, it almost looks light, but then kind of like settles and then is like the same color as the Nars. That definitely is buildable. Doesn't look bad at all. So let me, I don't want to add on to the Nars side at all, so let me go ahead and just set this with my RCMA powder. All right, so this is everything set. I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you guys can see. Honestly, everything looks pretty similar. I don't think if I didn't tell somebody I had on 2 different concealers, they would be like, hey, what's up with your concealer? My lips are getting screwed up, ignore them. But anyway, concealer. I do think that the Nars is just slightly more full coverage, and I think the color complements my skin tone a little bit better than the Maybelline Fit Me. I think the Maybelline Fit Me is a little too pinky and a little too light for me, but again, it's just a minor difference if I'm really picking hard at myself. I think that the Maybelline layered really well, and if I had to like say, is this a good dupe for Nars? Yeah, I definitely think it is a good dupe. No one would be able to tell I had 2 different concealers on unless I was to say that to them. So I think this is in good standing for right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, and I'll meet you back here in like 2 seconds and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, you guys, and this is everything on. I think they look pretty much identical at this point. I don't think anybody would be able to tell that I had 2 different concealers on. So again, like I said, the Nars is just slightly more full coverage, which I like, and I do think it matches my skin tone like just a tiny bit better than the more pinky Maybelline version. But if you are balling on a budget, definitely pick up the Maybelline. I think it is a very good dupe for the Nars. If you're used to the Nars and you just want to kind of cut back on costs or something like that. Crazy how like similar they look. You could tell though, if you like really look close, that the Nars does have a little bit more coverage in it. That's pretty much it, you guys. I'll let you know in the description box below how these wear. I'll let you know if one creases before the other, if one kind of comes off a little bit. So check out the description bar for that. I want to kind of do this a little bit different. Normally I do check-ins, but I kind of want to keep this video short and sweet for you guys, especially because the Maybelline concealer has been out for a while and I'm just like way behind on it at this point. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, as always, please let me know below. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.